Hola, buenas tardes a quienes nos acompañan el día de hoy de manera presencial y a quienes nos acompañan a distancia a través del canal de YouTube. Es un verdadero placer darle la bienvenida a nuestro distinguido presidium, la doctora Paulina Arenas Landgrave, profesora de nuestro programa y de nuestra facultad y responsable del programa de atención a personas con depresión y riesgo suicida. Y muy especialmente a nuestra invitada del día de hoy, la doctora Nataša. Bienvenida. Quien nos visita desde el Erasmus de Croacia de la Universidad de Zagreb para impartirnos la conferencia titulada Dr. Google, Can You Help Me? Cyberchondria as an Emerging Axiety Phenomenon. Es importante, mencionar que en la era digital tenemos acceso ilimitado a información médica con tan solo unos clics. Sin embargo, esta facilidad también ha traído un nuevo reto, la cybercondria, un fenómeno que describe la ansiedad y el estrés que puede surgir cuando las personas buscan en internet explicaciones médicas para sus síntomas. Y hoy exploraremos cómo esta tendencia afecta nuestra salud mental. Agradecemos la presencia de todos ustedes y especialmente de quienes han hecho posible este espacio de reflexión y diálogo. Los invito a mantener una escucha atenta, participar con curiosidad y aprovechar esta oportunidad para comprender mejor cómo la tecnología influye en nuestra percepción de la salud. Bienvenidos, disfruten esta conferencia y doy la palabra a la doctora Paulina. Adelante, querida doctora.
Muchas gracias. Gracias, maestra Ceci. Es un placer estar aquí con todas y todos ustedes. Estamos muy contentos, además, de poder compartir esta experiencia, esta presentación en el marco del programa de intercambio bilateral Erasmus+, de académicos y estudiantes de la Unión Europea. Erasmus+, Enriching Lives, Opening Minds, Higher Education Mobility. Es algo muy importante que me gustaría enmarcar porque es la primera vez que en la Facultad de Psicología tenemos la posibilidad de pertenecer a este Erasmus. Es gracias pues a todo el intercambio que se ha venido trabajando y realizado a través del Departamento de Psicología de la Facultad de Humanidades y Ciencias Sociales de la Universidad de Zagreb, Croacia, y de la Facultad de Psicología de aquí de la UNAM. Y este intercambio se hizo posible gracias a que desde el año 2016 fue el Congreso de el Congreso del STAR, que es el Stress, Trauma, Anxiety and Resilience Research Society. Es una sociedad que tiene ya cerca de 50 años y en la cual pues miembros de nuestra facultad han pertenecido desde hace 25 años. La doctora Emilia Lucio, que no está todavía con nosotros, pero en un momento nos acompañará. Ella fue quien desde el año 2000 estuvo como miembro activo de esta sociedad y después, por ejemplo, la doctora Nataša, la doctora Anita, Lori, también que ustedes ya tuvieron la oportunidad de escuchar la semana pasada, estuvieron también siendo parte de esta sociedad desde el 2004. Yo me incorporé como estudiante en ese entonces estaba todavía estudiando la licenciatura, participando en estos congresos anuales que se llevan a través de la STAR, y después en el 2018 que ya empecé a participar como estudiante del doctorado. Fue para mí un intercambio no solamente profesional, académico, sino personal, cultural, que me ha enriquecido en la vida. Puedo decir que de mis mejores amigos y amigas, no solamente en lo profesional, sino en lo personal, son parte de esta sociedad. Y la verdad, les invito a todos, a mis estudiantes del PUEB, y por eso al PUEB estoy tan agradecida también de tener este espacio de intercambio con ustedes, porque el Programa Único de Especializaciones en Psicología, específicamente en intervenciones en adultos y grupos, es un programa que también necesitamos fortalecer mucho desde la eficiencia terminal hasta el intercambio, ¿no? El poder lograr tener becas y después la posibilidad de lograr este tipo de intercambios que nos sigan nutriendo mucho. Entonces, para nosotros es un orgullo estar aquí y hoy tenemos el honor de escuchar y recibir en nuestra institución a la doctora Nataša Jokić-Begić. Es profesora titular de Psicología Clínica en la Facultad de Humanidades y Ciencias Sociales de la Universidad de Zagreb. Su trabajo científico y clínico se centra en los trastornos de ansiedad, estrés, cuestiones transgénero y aspectos digitales de la salud mental. Es autora de numerosas publicaciones científicas y profesionales y ha dirigido varios proyectos de investigación a nivel nacional e internacional. Entre el año 2022 y el 2024 fue presidenta de la sociedad STAR y actualmente apoya activamente colabora de manera directa como past president, que tenemos esa figura en la sociedad, porque actualmente yo soy la presidenta de la STAR. Ella es terapeuta cognitivo-conductual, licenciada y ganadora de varios premios profesionales y científicos, incluyendo el máximo galardón del Colegio de Psicólogos de Croacia y el premio de la ciudad de Zagreb en el 2024 por su magnífica labor en la promoción de la salud mental durante la pandemia. Es un placer para nosotros y un honor recibir a la doctora Nataša con su conferencia. Bienvenida.
Thank you. I can sit or stand. I will decide. First of all, thank you for having me here. I have to admit now that I'm a little bit anxious. So, you know, psychologists can be anxious too and don't know how to help themselves. So I'm anxious because I'm in the foreign country in front of such young people here, students, and it is always responsibility to talk in front of youngsters. Second, English is not my native language. It's not yours also. So we have English, Spanish, and hands. So we can, so we will manage somehow to understand each other. So, but let's start. Paulina already told, I'm clinical psychologist from Zagreb, and I'm professor at University of Zagreb. But besides that I'm professor, I'm also clinical psychologist with practice, and I work with clients. And a few years ago, I will start this. A few years ago, I received a panic call from clients, let's say, called her Sara, who wanted an immediate appointment with me. And she had been seeing for me for anxiety symptoms and had made progress through therapy. When she became pregnant, we had one session more, and she seemed calm and happy. And this time she called me and she spoke that she had become a mother of one beautiful little kid, baby girl, but that she feels terrible. She was crying a lot, experienced intense anxiety, and felt like she had forgotten how to help herself at all. It started with some mood swings, which are completely normal after childbirth, you know that. But she began to feel slightly anxious. She joined one online support group for new mothers, and she asked them about mood swings and feelings toward their babies. 3 out of 4 said they didn't have any mood swings, felt only positive feelings for their baby, and considered anything else to be abnormal. Sarah asked in the middle of the night, "What do you mean by abnormal?" And one of them, wannabe psychologist, I will say, mentioned hearing about a condition called postpartum psychosis, where mothers harms their children. The early signs, that lady said, are lack of emotion toward the child, anxiety, and hearing voices. You can imagine what that caused in Sarah's mind in the middle of the night, 10 days after childbirth. She became anxious and noted every thought and mood change. Just 10 days after giving birth, she was in my office, crying and seeking reassurance. It was clear to me completely that she was not experiencing psychosis. I explained her the difference between baby blues and postpartum psychosis or depression, which helped her calm down. But, however, it made me reflect on how powerful information on the internet can be. From that day, I started to reach about Dr. Google. It was maybe 10 years ago. And now I want to ask you, just please put your phone, mobile phone, and scan this. And I try to ask a question on Spanish. I hope it is good. Okay. I will give you a few minutes, or 1-2 minutes. No, maybe. Is everybody? Can you scan? Are you finished? Yeah. Let's see what your. Tony, please come here. No, no, it's not Tony. Huh? Sorry. Sorry. So this is your results. Okay. Just we should wait a little bit. Only 2 persons did not go to internet to find help. Only 2. You see? 15 of you, I don't know how many of you are in the room now, but 17 person in the room last week go to internet. 5 of you are going today. I went today. So you can, lately you can ask us about your health problem, or you have fear of health in front of this. So look at these results. Maybe we can now go on. Just return to presentation. Yeah, thank you. So if you are searched online, you are not alone. And here is some results from 2025, from 2010 to 2025, as you can see. The number of people searching for health information online is large and increasing. I tried to find data for Mexico and for Croatia in 2025, and it seems that 78% of Mexicans and 80% of Croatians go to the internet to find health information about health. So it's really a very huge phenomena, you know. So what I will tell you in this brief lecture, first of all, we will explore main questions around online health information searching, the psychological impact of cyberchondria, its causes, the consequences it can have, and how COVID-19 impacted it. By gaining a deeper understanding of cyberchondria, its main phenomenon, we can help healthcare professionals and individuals navigate the internet more responsibly and develop healthier online health-seeking behaviors. So, but let's first explore who, when, why, what, and where of health information are searching. So, let's start with that. The internet has become the most popular source of health information, and as we saw, 80% of people today are trying to find health information on the internet. But what is trigger, and who are trying or going to internet much more? Women, younger, and higher educated people are going on the internet. Individuals with chronic health condition, of course, and individuals with higher levels of health anxiety, general anxiety, depression, OCD symptoms, intolerance of uncertainty, and somatic symptoms. So a lot of people are going on the internet now, especially women and younger. What can, when we are doing that, I think that everything can be a trigger. If we felt some symptoms, if anybody in our family or in our social cycle have some symptoms, we will go there. When we visit doctor, and after visiting doctor, we will go to the internet to check our doctor and to check what he said about our health. After seeing physician, when hearing or reading about some health-related news in the media, we will also go to the internet. Okay. When we notice a change in our health status, 58% of us first consult the internet, and 35% first consult a physician. So internet is our doctor. So Dr. Google is our doctor, our general practitioner. Okay, let's doing that. The researchers also find, just a minute, find that we have some seasonal variance. And for instance, it's very interesting that winter is a time, winter in Europe, I will say, or in continental part of the world, winter is the time for searching internet. Especially look at here for ADHD, for schizophrenia, for OCD, for bipolar disorder. Only anxiety, that's orange line, it's stable over the year. But winter time is the time for searching the internet. So, especially for those. Some researchers try to find in which hour of the day we will try to find information, especially about mental health. And you can, I suppose, you can guess that night is a time for searching for mental health problems. And you know, and who is at the night on the internet? Other people with mental health problems, not physicians, not psychologists. We are sleeping. This is, I don't know how to know. It is nice animation here, but because this is in PDF, you cannot see it. It's one group researchers from United Kingdom, and they research about that daily changes in queries for Dr. Google. And during the day, we ask Google and ChatGPT about food, about exercise, about nutrition, but during the night, we ask about mental health problems, especially anxiety and depression. So I think it is very important for us to know that, because we can then, if we want to have that our profession have some prevention purpose in the society, we have to be there during the night. Or we have to, not maybe we, but we have to find a way that some application, or to do some application, or to feed ChatGPT or something to, you know, to get and to that people can get good information about mental health. That not other mental health, people with other mental health disorder consult us about that. So, and what happened, why we search the internet? Because we want to, it's our research, we want reassurance about symptoms, we want information about our health, we want to ask professionals, and we want to connect with others with similar problems. And that connection with others are stronger on the internet than on the in offline world, in, you know, when we are together. Let's read some queries from our research. For instance, one lady said, a quality search on the internet and getting the information is more relevant than the older books doctors are using, as they are rarely updated while medical information is changing rapidly. So she believed more in internet and than doctor, because she said doctors are reading old books, or which is true in some way. Or very often I serve to find information on how to help my sick child. Oh, one participant said, I go to doctor and I see that doctor Google my problems, so I can Google it also. So, you know, that's a reason why people do that. But let's look, is it realistic that someone can make the right decision with just a few bits of digested information from, in most cases, anonymous author? But people believe it is. A group of cognitive psychologists from Yale University have done a number of experimental studies about the influence of internet searching on metacognition, and the results kept coming back the same. Searching online led to knowledge inflation. People think they are smarter after searching the internet, and there are practical consequences to this. If we can't, what is the consequences? If we can't know how much we don't know about our health, how can we then make a good decision about health? And what the people are searching online? Adolescents about personal problems. Young adults and middle-aged population about problems of loved ones. It's completely different. It's one more thing about searching the internet. For instance, adolescents will put pimple, not acne vulgaris. And if you put pimple, you will get other results that if you put some other terms, some medical terms in it. So it is also very important to know what people are searching and which query they put inside. It's more searching about somatic health than about mental health. In somatic health, most term searched is headache, and for mental health is anxiety. And here is one very interesting research, very new one and interesting, regarding pain. Different countries, different in type of pain Googled. Here is one interesting recent study. Authors aim to rank the most common localization of pain among Google users globally and locally, and analyze secular and seasonal trends in pain-related searches in the years from 2004 to 2019. Headache was the most frequent search term in 41 countries, while abdominal pain was the most frequent term in 27 countries. And you can see here, Mexico is headache, and Croatia is also headache. And I'm not sure why, for instance, Spain and France and Ireland has abdominal pain, maybe because of food, maybe because they put a lot of cream, you know, in the food, so maybe because of that. But we are headache, you know. Your country and my country, we have headache if we have problems. So let's go further. Where we search, Google is first place, but till 2023, after that I think ChatGPT will be the first place where we, but ChatGPT is completely other kind of doctor than Dr. Google. Okay, so 96% on Google, 68% specific health-related websites, 62% forums and online. Okay, but look at this. Although Google search can produce a few thousand results, after you, for instance, said headache, you will get, I don't know, 1,000 pages, you go through that. People usually click only those on the first page, and the organic results are much more popular than advertisements. Furthermore, people believe that the ranking on the web searches results indicate the likelihood of the illness, which brings us to overestimation of illness. So this is overestimation. The risk of heart attack is overestimated 120 times, and for brain tumor 860 times. So if you put now in Google, we can just do it for fun. I have headache, and brain tumor will be in first 10. So, and although the algorithm for the Google is secret, one of the parameters of is certainly number of clicks. The vicious cycle here is obvious. Is it is expected that more dangerous disease will get more clicks, which bring them to the top of the rank. So it is why we overestimated that. So, of course, internet has bright and the dark side. My opinion is that internet brings much more bright side than dark side. First of all, the internet costs a little. It's affordable to everybody. If you are, for instance, in Teotihuacan now, you can Google your symptoms and it's there. If you had headache there, you can Google it and Google will help you. Additionally, it's anonymous. It means that you can ask anything. And it is not possible to ask anything to your doctor, because we all have such kind of experience that they will say, that the doctor will say to us, don't ask me such stupid things. And you can ask there anything. Also, it's a destigmatization of mental health problems. It's obvious on the internet. Social support is enormous. You will never get such many likes, hearts, or anything in offline world how in online world. But of course it's dark side here, and dark side here is what is credibility of these resources? Who write that on the internet, or who answer that when you ask a question? Dark side is also elevation of health anxiety, and we notice that. Health decisions are based on unreliable information, and it can be really dangerous. You will see later. And here is also one thing that internet bring facilitation of communication and online interaction with like-minded, often health concerned and health anxious personality individuals, which bring you in some kind of chamber room, you know, and you are there and anxiety just raised. So it brings us to topic of this lecture, and this is Cyberchondria, because after the searchers, 50% reported less health anxiety, but 40% reported more health anxiety. After the searchers, 59% felt more uncertainty, at least sometimes, more anxiety, 55%, 37 requests an appointment with their doctor, at least sometimes after searches, which is good. 32% avoid their doctor, which is not good, because at least sometimes. And 30% checked the knowledge of the doctor and said, okay, hey, I suppose that you all experience that. When a client come to me and said, I think I have ADHD, and I think I have autism. And I said, come on, you can't have both in the same time. But maybe I'm bipolar, or maybe I'm borderline. And why you don't check that I'm borderline? And I said, okay, from which information you get? Internet said me, or TikTok said me. So it brings us to term of Cyberchondria. Term Cyberchondria is neologism, and it means it derived from cyber, like cyberspace, and hypochondria. It was first used in 2001 in the newspaper, not in the professional literature, but after that it becomes a professional term. And cyberchondria is defined by repeated and extreme online searching for medical information that leads to an increase in anxiety or worry, and that persists as one continues to search and fails to find information that offers reassurance over the long term. So what does it mean? If you go to the internet and just check, I have headache, it's not cyberchondria. But if you check all the time compulsively, but I have to find another source and another source and another source, it can bring, and it brings increase in anxiety that you are in cyberchondric cycle. Okay, so when researchers find this and have this term, they try to bring some instruments for that. And gold standard is Cyberchondria Severity Scale. It's the most widely used instrument in cyberchondria research, translated in several languages, in Spanish also. Have 35 items and have short forms of 20 and 50 items, and have excellent psychometric characteristics. But we find out that it is maybe too long. So it is other scales, and our scale is that short cyberchondria scale. I will show you in a minute. And it's more culturally, I will say more culturally adaptive for other cultures. So here is that scale, and it's our scale. So I will give you a few minutes just to go through these 4 items, and please count your results just to see if you are maybe cyberchondriac or not. But here are that scale. It's very easy. Yeah, you know your result. Okay, super. We construct that because we really need it in large, large surveys, because it's really very easy. Only 4 items. But it has extra psychometric characteristics. So it is, and now it's translated, I think, in 15 languages maybe, not in Spanish yet. So we can do it together to translate it in Spanish. That scale is unidimensional, internally consistent, and demonstrates measurement invariance across age and gender, and has moderate correlation with health anxiety, intolerance of uncertainty, health literacy, satisfaction with lives in negative way, and anxiety sensitivity. So it is really one instrument which can be very easily used. And correlation of cyberchondria with other constructs, because researchers think, is it cyberchondria only hypochondria, how you say health anxiety in 21st century? And it is not. It is more complex. Why it is more complex? I will give you a metaphor for that. If you Google about your car, for instance, or about your shoes, or about your whatever, you will get some information, but your car will be intact. But if you Google about your health and say, am I normal, for instance, or what is that headache? It can bring you anxiety, and in that way worsen your health. So it is interaction. It is not just one-way direction. It's really interaction of Google, of searching, and what you find at that searching, it can bring your anxiety in your life. So, and if a lot of anxiety is there, it can worsen your somatic health and mental health. So it is really not just hypochondria. So researchers are trying to find, is it same as health anxiety? It is not. You see correlation here, moderate correlation with problematic internet use, moderate correlation with obsessive compulsive also syndrome, because it has that compulsive dimension in that hypochondria, cyberchondria scale. Here is one network analysis which show also that cyberchondria is new phenomena. It's not that phenomena of anxiety disorder, but new phenomena. So we have to really research it. And why we have to? Because cyberchondria brings some functional impairment, and people who has that elevated results on that scale can really suffer because of anxiety produced by cyberchondria. You can imagine that COVID-19 increased the cyberchondria because it look at results here, number of research papers on Google Scholar on Cyberchondria. It's from 2005, it's only 1 to 2023 or 24, it's now bigger. With COVID as a keyword, it's even bigger. Why is that? Because the COVID and everything about COVID create perfect storm with uncertainty, with COVID-related fears on one side, with information overloads. If you remember that COVID time, we were flooded with information, with every kind of information, with insufficient authoritative and trustworthy online health information, with trust in social media and longer time in front of screen. It makes perfect storm for distress and interference with functioning as a result of cyberchondria and inability to obtain reassurance. So after that, and I think that you can notice, maybe here, we in Croatia notice that after COVID-19 and after pandemia, we have increase in mental health problems, especially among young persons, and especially anxiety problems and depression problems. Also, who is most affected by that? Younger women. And younger women, where they go to find the resolution of problem on the internet. So we are again in a vicious cycle. Here are some results during the pandemic. We had research about how cyberchondria correlate with other psychological symptoms during that time, and it is all again moderate correlation. And now remember your results and try to find where are you. Are you at green or blue or red part? Because during the years, as you can see, because we research, for instance, from 2016 to 2023, number of people with that high results are increase time by time, year by year. So just compare your results now with this. And we also find out that after pandemic, who are going to be in much more risk for cyberchondria? Healthy young persons, healthy young individuals, not individuals with health condition, but it is so. It brings me to think that pandemia give to your generation some input that you are responsible for your health and that you have to find a way to cure yourself and not to trust anybody and not to trust doctors or World Health Organization. You know, not to trust anybody, but to trust only to yourself. And your generation who are on the online all the time, you are, as we said, digital natives. So that's, yes, we are digital immigrants. My generation is digital immigrant, and your generation is digital native. So online world is your world. And you will find there, on Tinder, you will find a sex partner, but on Google or ChatGPT, you will find your doctor. But there is no doctor new doctor in the block called Dr. TikTok. And Dr. Google was general practitioner, and Dr. TikTok is clinical psychologist or psychiatrist, or pretend to be psychiatrist, because number of that videos, little videos about mental health on TikTok is enormous. And everybody has ADHD, everybody. I find the other day, I find on the YouTube maybe a short video, when you come from the shop, do you bring that bag in other bag? And I answer yes. You have ADHD. How come? Why is that? But you know, it brings a lot of completely stupid information. I will now bring some results because I have here. Just to give you 2 facts from one study which analyzed 500 TikTok videos. So 84% of mental health advice on TikTok is misleading. 14% of videos include content that could be potentially damaging. And only 9% of TikTokers advising on the platform had a relevant qualification, with the remaining 91 lacking the medical training to support those with mental health challenges. So it means that all information on TikTok are from laypersons, not from us. So it is some sign for all of us. But there is no new doctor on the block, and it's called ChatGPT. So ChatGPT and other AI tools are now frequently used to search for health symptoms. People with high health anxiety use artificial intelligence or ChatGPT more compulsively, similar to Dr. Google. It's already scale. We didn't translate it. That problematic ChatGPT use scale, to measure anxiety-driven use of ChatGPT. Artificial intelligence may increase reassurance-seeking behavior, but often fails to reduce anxiety. And this is, I think, a special danger of ChatGPT, because he sounds so professional and so nice, and he always said, "Oh, what a wonderful question! Oh, excellent question you ask," and he sounds so confident. So I think that's a new source of anxiety in that artificial intelligence. And one completely new research in 2025 said that virtual companionship with ChatGPT sometimes reduce anxiety, but only when structured and supervised. So that's our new aim in our profession, to teach people how to use that technology, because technology is here to stay. Internet is here to stay. It will not gone. And I think it is excellent. And I can compare inviting of internet as inviting of wheel, because it brings a lot of good things, but also it brings a lot of challenges and a lot of problematic use. And what is main problem with technology and health is anxiety. And who is here for managing anxiety? Psychologists. So we have to know about that. And I think that we should put all in our curricula, but from the kindergarten, from the elementary school, to teach kids how to use it and how not to trust to some things and to trust to other web pages. So I put it in. So I asked ChatGPT, please, I have a presentation at UNAM. Can you just, about Cyberchondria, can you just give me a picture? And he gave me this. So, and he said, please say to them, are we teaching people to manage health anxiety or training them to ask artificial intelligence more questions? And you have to teach, he already answered that question, and he said, you have to teach people to manage health anxiety. It is your professional goal. So here is also one model. I will not go through that model, a CBT model of Cyberchondria, but just to show you that we have to research that we already have theoretical models for that, and so we really can go in that research. So I will read now what I think is future direction. I think that we have to research this phenomena widely and precisely. For instance, we can start with multilingual approach to get insight into different virtual realities created in different languages. Listen to this. A recently published study from a group of oncologists which compared the quality of information about cancer on the web in English, French, Spanish, and German show that there is a difference. French language queries resulted in the most accredited websites returned. Why? Because French people don't know English, and they just use French. And they are in French, French Google and French GPT is in the chamber of French. But if you Google something in Spanish or in English, you will find a lot of rubbish in that. Because your language, as you know, it's widely all over the world, English also. So it is first, for instance, research topic we can do. So many topics are out there waiting for us to research them. For instance, comparing different resources such as social networks, TikTok, YouTube, etc. Different keywords, different users, exploring the interaction of psychosocial characteristics and the internet. And it is crucial to do all this research with our students because they are native speakers of cyber language and we are not, or my generation is not. And cyberspace is your environment. And speaking of students, educational curricula starting from elementary school should teach critical thinking on everything related to the online world. Curricula for medical students and psychology students in particular has to have a strong emphasis on the importance of the internet as resource of information. They should understand the way the future clients will, meaning patients as well as children's school, discover information and how the internet will influence their behaviors. Psychologists should encourage and participate in the development of informative, ethical, and reliable health websites on the internet and direct clients to them. For instance, this is a sign of good source. It's a sign of World Health Organization, but who is ever watching, you know, that sign? But it is our, I think, obligation to, from organizational psychology perspective, to say, okay, health information in some way on the market, and market is internet. So let's give that sign of quality. This information is qualitative one. And there is one more direction which we can go immediately. It is internet prescription. All of us have favorite psychology websites in which we work or which we like. So recommend them to your clients, find out more and make your own, because it is that we are completely conscious of that all of us will go to the internet. So let's speak to your client, go to this website is good, and this website is not. This website is bad. So we can do it immediately from this point. And now that's it. So for last sentence, Dr. Google helped me a lot. Now I can make informed decision. Thank you for your attention. With Professor Paulina, I'm really very much interested that we together do some research. Our scale are now, we have one very, very large international research from Brazil to Finland, Egypt, or Europe. So why don't Mexico also include in this research? So we can do it together. Next year, we have STAR conference in Zagreb, Croatia. This Erasmus program is also open for the students. So it's opportunity to come there. So if we maybe started from this month, we will have results till September next year. And we can present it on our conference. So be smart and be collaborative and come to Croatia. Okay, thank you.
Muchas gracias, doctora Nataša. Can you let me the? Yeah. I think that we can. Yeah, well, we will have it, yes, but I don't know. Yeah. Se puede quitar, exacto. Sí, sí, por favor. Gracias, gracias, Eker. Preguntas, comentarios, inquietudes. Sí, por favor. Denme un segundo para... Es que solo tenemos alámbricos. Sí, podemos. Súper, gracias. Aprovechando que el espacio es chiquito, gracias.
Okay, so what advice would you give to people to change this habit of, searching on the internet about their symptoms and everything? Thank you.
Advice is just stop it. Just stop it. And really, it's really advice for that. Maybe you can put on the screen, after 10 minutes of searching, I will stop. It's very behavioral advice, but very effective. Because if you are, you know all that when we start to scroll, time just go. We are just in that some way of unconsciously, but if just put it on your screen. I have to stop after 10 minutes. Okay.
Varias manitas por allá. Les voy a pedir, chicas, porfa, si podrían venirse un poquito más acá. Es que no tenemos micrófono inalámbrico. Sí, sí, sí. Perdón, no es... Sí, claro, también, por supuesto. Sí, por favor. Y Sammy, las que quieran pasar. Es que el micrófono es importante para la transmisión. Exacto, gracias.
Okay. Well, I would like to know if there is another specific AI that is specifically used for psychology and to treat like anxiety, but like, for example, an application that is specific to treat anxiety. I don't know if you know an AI, it's not. And do you see this app like that has like good results?
I think that applications are excellent, but I don't know any specific for anxiety. But you have that, for instance, Headspace. I don't know if you use it. Headspace or Calm. It is excellent application with mindfulness program, but also with psychoeducational program inside. And what about computerized therapy? Research said that it is as effective as personal therapy. Not so much, but in CBT. But it is a lot of advantages because application is always here. In the middle of the night, it's better to go to application than to forum and to ask layperson why I'm anxious, because you will then find, if you are anxious, just go to and use ayahuasca, it will help you, So it is crazy things. And on application is much better. So, but I think it's our responsibility to make those applications, not just to put in that capitalistic world, to that they do it. We at the university have to do it. We have to be aware that people are going to the internet, and we have to produce new things, not to put just, capitalistic corporation to do it. Yeah. Thank you. It's so interesting that you have so many.
Hi, Professor Nataša. I was thinking about how it can be a cause for cyberchondria, the fact that don't have like a supportive network in family, with friends, especially for young people, because sometimes like they want to talk about their mental health problems, especially, and don't have like the right person or the confidence to talk to someone, so they have to go to internet and talk to ChatGPT and tell them I don't feel okay, because they don't have like this secure to tell them to the people that are around them to not hurt them, or because they don't have the confidence. I was thinking about that.
Yes, I think that your thinking is excellent. Social support is important, but remember, Cyberchondria is primarily about somatic health, and after that, mental health. So about somatic health, I think that we always talk to each other. Before 20 years or 100 years, people talk to each other. But if I talk to you about my headache and then talk to Paulina, I will decide who of you I can trust. But when you are on the internet, you cannot decide who is on the other side. So, but social support is very important, and I think that a lot of people go to the internet because of social support. And there they can find that information.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for question. It is so nice that you have so many questions. And there, English is, come on.
I'm gonna read because I'm not very good at English.
But okay. But we have Google and try the Google Translator.
I know this isn't directly related to Google, but I have a lot of questions. You mentioned that one of the main reasons people search for their symptoms online is to connect with others who have the same symptoms or the same illness or disorder. However, I want to ask you if it doesn't end up with being counterproductive. Because I've seen many cases, especially in Twitter, of people inviting others to join their disorders and encourage them to normalize and spread them.
If I understand correctly,
Es que quería preguntar si, bueno, en redes sociales, bueno, siento que es muy contraproducente que la gente busque sus síntomas o su enfermedad en internet, porque hay mucha gente que como que se aprovecha de esto y usa bueno, comienza como a alentar a la gente a unirse a sus trastornos o he visto muchos casos, sobre todo en Twitter, de ansiedad, desórdenes alimenticios y ese tipo de cosas.
I understand.
¿Sí?
No, I understand first part, that yes, but not second part.
Mi pregunta era si hay como, o si ustedes saben si hay psicólogos que estén trabajando con esto o que estén...
About people tending to look for more, to expressing maybe their symptoms on the internet, and there are these groups, especially Next, in Next Twitter, because of the way they communicate there, ¿no? Porque ahí se hace más una dinámica de no sé si como es en grupos.
Yeah.
And if we know how are we working, if there's somebody working with that.
I'm not sure about, yeah. I know only research about this, that people first of all trust others with same problems than doctors. It's first thing. So if you have, for instance, whatever, breast cancer, you will go to the breast cancer group and trust patient, not doctors there. It's first thing. Then research also showed that people trust doctors who are on the TikTok or who are on the social media much more than doctors in the hospitals. It's also crazy, but it's like that. So and I think that when we have some problem, we go to the internet and find there a group, And if that group is good, in good direction, go in good direction, it can be anxiety relief. But if it is not, if it's their layperson, only layperson, they can increase anxiety and anxiety provoking. So I think that for your generation, it's a really main way to spread psychological information on the social media. You have to be there. You have to be on the Twitter or X or TikTok, and you have to take videos of yourself and said, okay, anxiety is this and this and this. And don't listen to anybody on the TikTok say that you have anxiety disorder or ADHD is this and this and this, you know. So it is really, your job will be there online. Maybe a little bit offline, but mainly online. And you have to do that.
Creo que es una inquietud. Les agradezco muchísimo. Recuerden que además nuestra dinámica de conferencias, bueno, al menos en lo personal siempre son, bienvenido doctor, bienvenida doctora, son más desde la interacción y el diálogo, ¿no? No solamente como que escuchemos, sino que todas esas inquietudes nos puedan ayudar a reflexionar sobre nuestra profesión y la labor que tenemos, ¿no? Entonces, esta pregunta me parece muy importante porque justo si vemos que hay grupos, y que lo vemos también en la facultad, ¿no? Se mueve mucho la dinámica de interacción en las redes a través de los grupos, qué se dice con los grupos, en relación a los grupos. Entonces, esta pregunta me pareció maravillosa. Acuérdense que a lo mejor las respuestas quizá no sean tan limitadas, no porque no haya una respuesta específica, sino al contrario, que generemos más inquietudes nos ayuda mucho a reflexionar sobre el tema, ¿no? Así es que muchas gracias por colocar la inquietud. Tenemos aquí a otra intervención. Por favor, adelante, doctor.
Thank you very much for your conference. It was very nice to hear you. So many questions, because I'm from different generation, you know. When I was sick, you went to the doctor and you say, what I have, doctor, tell me something.
Yeah.
But in this generation, they don't go to the doctor, they ask to internet. And I was worried because these groups that you are saying, we need to regulate these groups, because maybe if so many persons share the symptoms, but they are biased because of the symptoms. And it's important, we need to regulate them. It's important, this question, because, for example, in the university, there is a group, I don't know how to say in Spanish, but we have trouble with one group. It's sick people, and we need to regulate these sick people because we know what is going on with this guy, and they are outside the law. And it's important to regulate that. This is my first question. The second one is, what about the doctors? It's responsibility of the doctors to put the right symptoms, the right diagnosis on internet, because sometimes there is no doctor behind the website, you know, because right now it's so easy to get a EA and say, tell me the topics, hot topics in medicine, and say, okay, ChatGPT, do some highlights and put it in the internet. And the people is looking at that and they find that. Not the professional, not the expert.
Exactly.
But that in my head, the responsibility of the doctors, the psychologists, and we are doing something about that. We are saying to the doctors, please put the right symptoms, put the right symptoms, because the people is looking in that. And I understand why in Mexico, for example, if you ask to the doctor, the doctors say something like, your tummy hurts because you are not getting good food. Come on, this is not an answer. No, this is a condescension. And because that, the people start to look at the internet, because I'm looking for the right answer, not for somebody say your tummy hurts. Why my tummy hurt? There is some disease, there is something there, and I found cancer. I found a bunch of diagnoses, and because that I was thinking in that. Responsibility of the doctor, responsibility of the psychologist, and how we regulate that. No? In Europe, it's something like that, because in Mexico, it's so new, because this is the new generation. This is the first people that it's born in internet and grown in internet, and they have the internet 24 hours a day. In my generation, it was
we are
half-half.
digital immigrants.
Yeah.
We speaking cyber language as we speak English. You know, it's in the same way because we are immigrants, and always everybody can see that we are immigrants and they are natives, and there is no difference between Mexican young student and Croatian young student now, because they speak same language and our language is different. But I won't just comment first what you say. I think that is a problem of Western society, because Western society become more individualistic and forget that collectivistic state of mind and collectivistic values. And in individualistic values, who is responsible for yourself? Only yourself. Nobody else. Who is responsible for you? You. But it is not true, because we are responsible for each other. But in your value system, or in new generation value system, or individualistic value system, you have to take care about yourself. Only you, nobody else, not your mother, father, colleagues, nobody else. So if this is a value, it means I cannot trust anybody except myself. And I think because of that, world will go in collapse. Yeah. You have Trump, we have Putin in ours. So, you know, it is in that kind individualistic, you have to think about yourself and anybody else, because it is your responsibility. And you can see it also in parenting. Who is responsible for kid? Only parents. It means it is a value, but it is not true. For kid is responsible whole community, not only parents. But because parents think that only they are responsible, they go to the teacher and said, you should treat my kids this and this and this. You know, so I think it's really completely shift in the value system. And about your second question, I don't know how is it in Mexico to study medicine, but in Croatia, our doctors, our students of medicine, still study, for instance, anatomy. For 1 year of anatomy. In 21st century, you have Google. Go and find how this bone is, you know, what is this bone? But they do not learn about how to communicate with the patient, how to say not just bad food is, but for instance, in Croatia, if you come with a stomach ache, they will say, oh, you have, and then a lot of Latin diagnosis, nobody can understand it. So patient go home and say, what? I have to go to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT say, oh, what a wonderful question, and answer in a language that everybody can understand. And the doctor speaks in a language that nobody can understand, except that. So I think that they have changed their curricula of studying, and because they have from the first year learn how to speak with us as a patient and how to speak with technology, because technology is not a problem. Anxious mind plus technology is a problem, and we are all anxious now because we are really living in the hard times. This is really hard times for living, and we become anxious, and then here is technology, so again, perfect storm. But for our profession, excellent. We will have clients from now till the end of the life. A lot of clients.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for question.
Okay, hay otra pregunta, ¿verdad?
Hay otra pregunta.
Y bueno, damos la bienvenida a la doctora Magda Campillo. Sí,
bienvenida, doctora, por acá.
Yo igual no tengo un muy buen inglés, entonces...
no te preocupes, adelante.
En español. Sí. Mi pregunta es de que ya atendiendo a la conferencia y viendo que este problema de la ciberhipocondriaquía.
Cibercondria.
Ajá, se da más comúnmente en los jóvenes, y como los jóvenes estamos más expuestos a las redes sociales y justo como somos esta primera generación que está como que completamente inmersa desde jóvenes en la tecnología, pienso que es muy importante el desarrollo del pensamiento crítico en los jóvenes, y mi pregunta va a si hay algunos estudios que se dediquen a estudiar, valga la redundancia, el desarrollo o la promoción del pensamiento crítico entre la juventud, con un enfoque hacia las redes sociales y la tecnología de la información.
Gracias. Excelente pregunta. So he wonders if we have idea of any research that is related to critical thinking about the use of in artificial intelligence, and how do we know we are managing that especially for the young generations that this is the first generation that it's completely,
I think that there are a lot of research, but very recent research, because ChatGPT started in 2023, maybe. Yeah. So now it's research now, it's maybe here, and in 2025, you have a lot of research about ChatGPT and other things in life, especially health also, but I'm not sure about critical thinking and ChatGPT. But it's a very interesting research topic, so we should do that also. Yeah. But as I show you, that Yale, that group of researchers from the Yale, they find out that if we use internet, we think that we are smarter than we are. So it's stupid, but it's if you think that you are smarter after ChatGPT, it produces new problem, because you are not smarter. Just ChatGPT or artificial intelligence tell you some things, and now you think that you know everything, but it is not true. So I think methodology of that research should be, we have to find a way to find new methodology for research those questions.
Muchas gracias por esta pregunta, porque además nos abre la reflexión con respecto a la investigación, ¿no? Y ustedes, justo que están, muchos de, los del PUEP, que están ya a punto de terminar en este periodo, su último semestre, pero algunos otros, son justo investigaciones que nos permiten, temas que nos permiten abrir más investigaciones. Tenemos 2 preguntas en el chat, pero le damos paso a esta que es virtual y ahorita cerramos con estas 2. Sí. Ah, está, ¿sí?
No, al final prefiero pasar después de ellos.
No, venga, sí.
Okay. Muchas gracias. Nice to meet you, doctor. I'm very happy to hear your conference. My question will be in Spanish because I have a little shame of my English.
Lo estás haciendo bien, lo estás haciendo perfecto.
Thank you. Bueno, mi pregunta va orientada hacia una reflexión que tuve a lo largo de qué causa realmente la cibercondria. Sí, porque me estaba preguntando, a mí me gusta hacer eso, el buscar el antecedente de los síntomas de la ansiedad, y quería preguntar si es que este fenómeno se debe a un fenómeno más grande, un macrocontexto tal vez, que produce la propia modernidad, el cual sería como tal vez la popularidad o la creencia de que tal vez la inteligencia artificial es más inteligente que la propia capacidad de los seres humanos. Entonces tal vez esto se combina con pues tal vez el desuso de otras tecnologías pues antes de la modernidad, como sería pues la búsqueda en las bibliotecas, así como lo antiguo paper books. Entonces, bueno, quería saber qué opinaban la doctora sobre este tema. Por favor.
He's like more than a question, it's like a reflection. No? How if this phenomena, cyberchondria, it's also related to a more like a bigger or macro problematic about thinking that, for example, artificial intelligence, it's more intelligent than human beings. And me dice si voy bien. ¿Sí? So what do you think about that with regard to this?
I asked ChatGPT, yes, should we be afraid of you? And he answered me, I'm like fire. Thinking of me like fire. When people invented fire, it can, if they control it, they can heat, I don't know, and cook tea. But if you not control it, it can burn everything. So I'm in your control, he said. So he's really very intelligent. I will say he's really very intelligent. So if you ask me, myself, personally, if I'm afraid, I think we are, as society, as civilization, we are in front of something completely new. We never saw that in entire history of humanity. And I think that we as humans be together, you know, and behave as Spanish when come to the Cuba or and find new continent there. We should be all together, and your generation is that one, as in Lord of the Rings, you are Frodos. You are Frodos. We are just your your how you said that? Yes, just your mentors. But you are those generation which come to the new, completely new place, and I think it will be good. I'm very optimistic about that, not pessimistic. I don't afraid of ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT is my friend. Very good one. But we have control it. It is in our control, not his control or her control.
Thank you.
And finally, we have two questions in the chat. It's how cyberchondria can have an influence with regard to the trust people have in physicians. That's one. And the other, if the lack of ability or the lack of skills of communication from physicians, as you were explaining, can influence in the increase of cyberchondria. Yes. And finally, for example, in a country like us, Mexico, the limited accessibility for the health system can be a risk factor for cyberchondria. Yep.
Can I just comment? I think that is a very interesting cultural phenomenon, because that with cyberchondria or with anything else, but with cyberchondria, I think it's completely different context in European countries than in countries like this, because of language, because of accessibility of the physicians, you know. So I think we should research in every country, you know, in some way in culturally different context. So I think we had to research it very, very precisely and very in deep, you know, because it is. And about trusting in physician, I think that ChatGPT will replace physician, to be honest, because they are, if they do not change their way of studying medicine, I think they are losing. Yeah. Who will go there and trust them and appreciate them? Nobody. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Bueno, pues muchísimas gracias, profesora Nataša. Muchísimas gracias a todas y a todos ustedes por las preguntas. Otra vez, creo que siempre lo planteo así y sobre todo con los de web, ¿no? Les digo que sus tesis justo se hacen como para responderse una pregunta, pero una buena tesis siempre es aquella que abre muchas más preguntas y cuestionamientos. Y además, la oportunidad que tenemos para que todas esas inquietudes se puedan ir estructurando y aterrizando académica y luego profesionalmente, pues es parte de lo que buscamos con esta conferencia, lograr una reflexión en todas y todos ustedes. Así que muchas gracias por estar aquí, por su participación, y le cedo la palabra a la doctora Magda, a quien agradezco infinitamente que nos acompañe, y después, primero a la maestra Ceci, perdón, después a la doctora. Sí, perdón.
No, la doctora Magda Campillo Labrandero, directora de nuestra facultad, hará de manera formal el cierre y la entrega de constancias, el cierre y el agradecimiento a estas dos importantes conferencias, la de la doctora Nataša el día de hoy, y de la doctora Anita, que entiendo que ya se fue a su país, y quien estuvo con nosotros el miércoles pasado. Doctora,
¿quieres que les entreguemos primero las constancias? Sí. Pero no, te doy los honores, ustedes son las que organizaron, y ya lo cerramos así, ¿no? Las entregamos y ya cerramos con unas palabras.
Bueno, el Programa Único de Especializaciones en Psicología a través de la especialización en intervención clínica en adultos y grupos entrega la constancia a la doctora Nataša Jokić-Begić por su participación como ponente de la conferencia Dr. Google, Can You Help Me? Cyberchondria as an Emerging Anxiety Phenomenon. Muchas gracias.
Wow, it's so nice. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, and I once again, please come to Zagreb. From Zagreb to Croatia from next September. 23. Wow.
Y también especialmente la doctora Paulina Arenas Landgrave, que sin su participación no hubiera podido ser posible estos dos eventos. Y ahora sí, la doctora Magda Campillo Labrandero hará el cierre oficial y formal.
Bueno, pues buenas tardes a todos y a todas. Qué gusto llegar a la facultad y ver un auditorio lleno y con gente parada. Creo que se mencionaba ahora la importancia de la comunidad y cómo manejar las tecnologías con la comunidad, y creo que eso es una cosa que tenemos que seguir promoviendo en nuestros espacios, la posibilidad de intercambio, de contacto humano. Así que it's really an honor to have you with us today and to be able to talk and share a lot of themes are very important for our students.
Thank you very much.
Bueno, pues,
having me here.
And I hope this is not the first one that you come here on a regular basis, and that becomes like an ongoing thing for us.
Yes, and I just want to say that it will be much better. Of course, I will come here again, but if we can exchange students.
Okay, bueno, entonces.
Students are really.
Entonces ahí va una invitación a que vayamos a Croacia. Ya tenemos una invitación en Zagreb, en la Universidad de Zagreb. Entonces yo los invito a que vayamos explorando, porque hay muchas posibilidades con los programas de movilidad de ir para allá. Bueno, pues por supuesto el agradecimiento a todo el apoyo del PUEP para la organización, y bueno, Paulina, por haber hecho esto posible. Creo que es muy importante mencionar que esto es parte de un programa de intercambio bilateral Erasmus de académicos de la Unión Europea, y esto es algo que no se había realizado en este tipo de intercambios. Es algo muy novedoso en nuestra facultad, y bueno, como estábamos diciendo, que es el principio de muchísimas colaboraciones y que se siga fomentando esta vinculación entre, bueno, América y Europa, y México y Croacia específicamente. Así que bueno, pues yo creo que ya han tenido una jornada larga de muchísimas preguntas. Yo me quedo con esto que dijo la doctora de que el chat GPT es como el fuego, que decía que en un entorno controlado el fuego nos ayuda y nos beneficia, pero que en un entorno descontrolado es la destrucción máxima. Entonces, what you said about fire and GPT, and I think that's a very strong idea, that it's one of the things that we can take with us after this conference. Entonces, aprendamos los usos éticos de estas nuevas herramientas usémoslas de manera que construyan y no que destruyan. Y en un mundo tan marcado por la polarización que justamente se hablaba, Trump, Putin, pues tenemos que ver que esas polarizaciones no se hagan cada vez más grandes y que estas brechas encontremos formas de diálogo. El otro día en una conferencia nos comentaban que la palabra más buscada hoy en día en las redes es polarización. Es la palabra que más buscan los usuarios y yo creo que tenemos una responsabilidad, cada quien en sus comunidades, de poder expresarnos de manera que permitan los diálogos y permita acercarnos en lugar de separarnos, y que la tecnología tiene que ser algo que lo aliente y no algo que lo acelere, como han hecho muchas veces las redes sociales. Así que yo sí los invito a que reflexionemos sobre los usos éticos de estas tecnologías. Así que, how we use them ethically, and that's one of the biggest challenges that we have. Pues sin más, pues damos por concluida esta jornada con la convicción de que estos intercambios internacionales siguen fortaleciendo los lazos académicos y culturales en nuestras instituciones e inspirándonos en el compromiso común por una psicología más humana, inclusiva y global. Así que muchísimas gracias, enhorabuena. Y creo que tenemos que mostrarle a la doctora un Goya. No podemos irnos aquí sin un Goya que lo vea y que sienta el espíritu universitario y la camiseta Puma. Así que te cedo aquí ya tenemos, el doctor ya se iba a parar de pie. Y doctor, le voy a dar los honores de que usted le empiece a todo pulmón.
Válense. Vale. 1, 2, 3. ¡Goya! ¡Goya! ¡Cachún, cachún! ¡Ra, ra! ¡Cachún, cachún! ¡Ra, ra! ¡Goya! ¡Universidad!